How did we get here? Anyway, welcome back to this Digital Frontline podcast. I'm your host. Today we are diving deep into a terrifying real-time breakdown of power, law, and digital intimidation playing out on our timelines. If you have been on social media over these last few hours, you know the atmosphere is heavy. We are witnessing an unprecedented, unfiltered display of raw state authority mixed with social trolling, all coming from the highest levels of military power in Uganda. Today's episode goes post by post, name by name, tracking a fast-moving political crisis, and at the center of our discussion today is a profound warning issued by a prominent voice, Dr. Odonga Otto. Let's pull back the curtain and look at the timeline. As the news of these actions began to spread, the legal community tried to intervene. That brings us to our next file. The Daily Express post an update. The Ugandan Law Society has condemned the arrest of senior lawyer Lukwago and lead counsel detained Kizabesija, and that is Lukwago, describing it as an attack on the legal profession. How does a top military commander respond to the rule of law? Muhoozi quotes it with 3 words: noted and rejected. He follows it up in the same file with a single ominous word, Musibie, and then the mask completely comes off. Muhoozi writes, "I'm proud of all the hurt and pain I will inflict on the criminal Lukwago." This isn't just a standard law enforcement procedure. This is personal. This is a public declaration of an intent to inflict pain. But the panic among the political class begins to spike. Let's move to the next file. Opposition MP Ibrahim Semujunganda sound the alarm online, writing, "As of this evening, we don't know where Lukwago is being kept after he's kidnapped from his home today by Mkerungaba, today with his wife and lawyer Madat Lubega and others." Muhoozi shares Semuju's tweet with a chilling 2-word warning: "You are next." Right below that on the timeline, we get out first and blindfolded look at the captive. It's a screenshot of Lukwago. He looks distressed, holding his head in his hands. Muhoozi's caption reads, "He keeps saying, 'I'm sorry, I'm sorry.' It won't help him now." It feels less like official state communications and more like a digital trophy room. But yes, it's an unofficial state communication. This brings us to another file where the human toll of this digital onslaught becomes too much for onlookers. An account by Mercy Grace Manduru replies in complete despair, writing, "I have cried so much today, God, I am just tired. For how long, God? For how long will you look on? How long will you watch them mock and oppress your children?" She attaches that same haunting image of the blindfolded captive praying. Muhoozi's response is cold and absolute. God has absolutely nothing to do with your worship of evil. When even prayers are intercepted and mocked on the timeline, you know the psychological warfare is operating at a maximum level. But this brings us to the core of today's episode. The headline, the moment where someone steps back to look at the larger, terrifying historical picture. Let's look at file at its accompanying full text. Former MP Dr. Odonga Otto, tweeting from Otto Sam, breaks the silence. He posts the image of the blindfolded man and he writes words that should echo in the mind of anyone studying power dynamics. In quotes, "Power and life are all temporal things. In 50 years, the terrain and issues will be totally different. What bothers me is not the safety now and in the future of Mkerungaba, but rather the deep-seated laid-back silence of Ugandans when they even know something is not right." Look at how Muhoozi responds to this. He quotes Dr. Otto and says, "My brother, Honorable Otto, you are one of the few people I respect." Because we had this coming. It was a long time coming. We haven't started on him yet. Even when met with respect, the response is an escalation. We haven't started on him yet. But let's dissect Dr. Otto's point because it is the most vital piece of this entire puzzle. Dr. Otto isn't just talking about the immediate danger to Lukwago. He's looking 50 years into the future. He's reminding everyone that regimes rise, regimes fall, and power is temporary. But the real tragedy, the deep-seated laid-back silence of Ugandans, that's you, the collective apathy when a society watches on open kidnapping and open declaration of inflicting pain and simply scrolls past or watches in silence, the moral fabric of a nation alters. Dr. Tao is warning us that silence is a form of permission. We close the timeline with our final file. At a house of threats, mockery, and dark promises, Muhoozi posts 2 side-by-side photos of himself in full military uniform wearing his general rank, saluting. The caption reads, "Now they know who you are, they are fighting." It's a stark warning, final reminder of who holds the guns, who holds the keys, and who controls the timeline. But as Dr. Odonga so eloquently reminded us today, power is temporal, history is a long road, and the silence of today will be judged by the generations of tomorrow. What do you think about Dr. Tao's warning on the silence of the public and Muhoozi's response? Let me know in the comments. Until next time on the Digital Frontline, stay sharp, stay aware, and never let your silence speak for you. Thank you.